Have you ever jumped out of an airplane?
My husband is retired Navy, and he was part of the Air Wing for many, many years. And he always said, why would you ever jump out of a perfectly functioning airplane?
Buckle up. It's the Insurance Dudes Podcast.
Oh, boom!
Boom! Boom! Oh, boom! Well, hello, Trudy. Trudy Padilla. It is fantastic to have you on the Insurance Dudes. Welcome. You're very brave.
Thank you.
Sorry it took so long switching back and forth platforms, but
no worries.
We're here.
I know. We were all lost.
We were lost.
Lost in the interwebs. Lost in the interwebs. So we are going to dive into a quick round of speed breakers.
Okay.
So if you could set the clock, Mr. Jason, here we go. Are you ready, Trudy?
Just
I'm
answer
ready.
these off the cuff as fast as you can.
And you don't have to answer the form
And
of a question.
There's no wrong answer.
There's only right answers. So here we go.
That's great.
Have you ever had a mullet?
A bullet?
A mullet.
Oh, a mullet.
A mullet.
This is going great.
Sorry, I'm congested. Everything I say
despite the fact that I am from the Northeast Florida area, I have not had a mullet.
Oh, well, but that is the haircut of choice?
Yeah.
Some have had it.
Far. There's not even a question.
Mandatory, I think, at one point.
Nice. And the fastest speed you've ever driven?
100, I guess.
100? Really? From the northeast of Florida? I think you'd be up at the, 50s? No? Okay. How about favorite cereal? Favorite cereal?
Oh gosh, this is so boring, but like grape nuts. I don't.
Grape nuts is good.
I like grape nuts.
If they're not properly hydrated by the milk, sometimes you can break a tooth.
There's such a science to that too, I believe. Like it really does require patience. You have to give it some time to get to the right consistency. But yeah, I like it.
That is true.
Yeah. Have you ever jumped out of an airplane? With or without a parachute?
No. You know, my husband is retired Navy, and he was part of the Air Wing for many, many years. And he always said, why would you ever jump out of a perfectly functioning airplane?
So he did not, or he did?
He did not. I mean, and he would have been in a position where he might have had to, right?
Right.
But
right.
Yeah.
No.
And so I agree with that.
Sound advice.
Very sound.
Favorite flavor?
Favorite flavor?
Uh-huh. There's no units. We don't specify. Just favorite flavor.
Whiskey. I like whiskey.
Whiskey. Ooh. That is a good answer. So we'll wrap it up with the one that everybody loves to answer, Trump or Biden? You don't have to answer that one. It's okay. And Mr. Jason.
Yeah. So
that's a hard pass.
Craig usually asks best dinosaur, and it's probably my favorite question. Let me ask that before the next one. What is the best dinosaur?
The best dinosaur?
Isn't that a great question?
Really I'm going to have to answer like maybe the only dinosaur that I know. And isn't that the pterodactyl or is that?
Wow. Pterodactyl. Yeah, that's
a good one. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
That's my son's favorite.
I did like Jurassic Park an awful lot. I just probably didn't pay attention as much.
Sure.
As I should have.
It was a great movie.
Yeah.
It was. Filmed on Kauai.
Oh.
Yeah. My favorite place.
That is Craig's favorite place. So, Trudy, take us back. What was the first concert you ever went to?
Tears for Fears.
Oh,
wow. Nice.
That's a great, and that was quick.
Yeah.
That's probably the quickest response to that. Yeah.
So
that means she's a Gen Xer. She's a Gen Xer.
Yeah, I'm a Gen Xer, hardcore Gen Xer.
Anybody that is not Gen X just can't think quickly.
Well, that's why I'm a Gen X. but Spotify put out its year in review, kind of, how they give you like what you've listened to the most, and Tears for Fears was actually on the top of my, so I'm still listening to them. All these
nice.
Yeah, I love them.
Well,
we
take us.
See them.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What were you going to say?
We got to see them recently, my husband and I, in Orlando with Hall & Oates. That was a great concert.
Oh, Hall & Oates is so good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be a good concert.
It was good.
That's awesome.
Daryl
so take
Hall
Take us back from the fears and tears to now, and what got you into the industry that you're in today?
Yeah, well, all those years ago. So I went to Florida State University and studied criminal justice, of course. I was going in the FBI. I was going to catch serial killers and all of that good stuff.
You watched the Law and Order.
Oh, I still watch Law and Order.
Nice.
I mean, I love it. Yes, I am definitely one of those true crime junkies. So in addition to real estate, I can solve any 48-hour 2020 Dateline mystery out there. I'm all about it.
Nice.
But yeah, so that was the path. And while I was in college, I was working for a title company. And so I got a offer from First Union Mortgage and an offer from the public defender's office. And it was like $6,000 difference a year, which in 1992, I think that was a lot. So I went with the mortgage and line and have been really there mostly ever since. So I became an underwriter and then a team leader, and ultimately was fulfillment operations leaders. First Union, that became Wachovia, that became Wells Fargo, then Chase and Bank of America, Countrywide. I was with Countrywide during the heyday of the pre-mortgage meltdown. That was fun.
Ooh.
And then I went and ran the FHA short sale division for Bank of America in the post-meltdown world. So I have a lot of experience. I have a lot of residential real estate experience, leading up to my decision to go into real estate sales, which I did about 5.5 years ago. And, here I am today.
So what made you decide to take that jump? Because I think the lender, like everybody wants to talk to the loan person, right? Because they're giving the money away. So yeah, it kind of comes to you. And then on the realtor side, I think there's a little bit more work involved. It's a little more challenging, or maybe it's not. I don't know.
No, I think it's easier. Yeah. But I had a different role too. Like I was the operations manager. So I was like the leader of the leaders of the underwriters and the closers and the processors, right? So I always said, if your loan ended up on my desk or, on my screen, it was really bad. I mean, really, really. So I had a lot of, conflict resolution that I was working through with people that were, felt that they had been misused. I mean, I had some really complicated stuff. So everything that I do now is pretty easy by comparison. Okay. And by the way, did I mention the FHA short sale piece, in the mortgage meltdown? I mean, that was chaos and pandemonium. I mean, it was just call after call after call, and nobody was happy in that environment. So this is easy, really. This is easy.
Crazy. We're always curious. So, I mean, insurance agents, realtors, loan officers, we're all kind of in this pool together. And our whole goal is to serve the client, right? How much experience do you have working with insurance agents? And let's start there.
Well, first, before we get into that, I also have an active insurance license. So I toyed with getting out of real estate for a nanosecond back in 2010, when everything was going sideways and haywire, before getting into short sales. And, I realized that I really love real estate. I mean, clearly at that point I had a very, very lengthy background in real estate, and I just really enjoy it. And I didn't quite feel that connection with insurance. However, I do have a background in training and understanding. So what I did with that was sort of benefits counseling. So during enrollment periods at the end of the year, in the early years of real estate sales, I would actually go and spend, a lot of the fourth quarter, part of the third quarter, just helping people enroll in their benefits and just explaining that. And I'd use that money to fund my marketing budget for my real estate business. And so I have some experience in that, just as an agent. As a realtor, having a strong partner as an insurance agent that is a strong partner to you is super important, because here, we're in Florida, and Florida right now is actively the state and insurance companies and roofers are actively at war with one another. And so there's this scam that's been going on for a few years about, oh, a storm came in April 12th of 2012, and you should be able to get a claim for your roof. So all of this was going on, and so roofing companies were actively going out and trying to replace roofs and successfully replacing roofs, filing insurance claims so people wouldn't have to pay for their roofs, right? And so the legislature put an end to that last year, and now the roofing companies are suing them. I mean, it's probably for good reason, but in any event, that's where we are right now. So getting insurance on homes with roofs that are over 12 years old is kind of hard. And so, having a good partner that can help you navigate through that trickiness is pretty important. So,
wow, that's crazy.
It is crazy.
It's crazy because every region in the country has their own challenges, and I could see how that partnership would be huge, especially in Florida with all that. So that's incredible. And I guess it is finding out in your region how you can help each other and creating those partnerships to really help your business. Because at the end of the day, we have the same clients, and our goal is if that client is happy, man, they can refer tons of business to all of us, right? How do you get in contact with insurance agents, or how has insurance agents approached you to build those kind of relationships with you and gain your trust?
So I am a big networker. I am, a member of our Chamber of Commerce. Actually, I'm currently the president of the Small Business Council. And so we have several insurance agents that are active members of the chamber. And so I'm rubbing elbows with them on a regular basis. But I also have a couple of other networking groups that I'm a part of. And we actively invite agents to participate. And getting to know those agents through that experience is how I make a determination in whether or not they show up on my list of who I would recommend my clients use.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
And how many?
That's what I do.
I love it. I love it. And how many partners do you have right now that you can count on to reach out to?
So I like to keep a narrow list. So I have 3. And that's true of lenders. And it's not that I don't know more, but I found that if you have this really huge list, you're just confusing the issue. And the reality is all I really need are 3 really good ones. And that way I'm really getting solid candidates in there. So because of that, I am constantly refreshing that list.
And out of those 3, sorry, go for it.
Right, go ahead, man.
Out of those 3, I mean, who gets the most, and what do they do to help solidify that relationship to get to the top of the list of the 3?
So for me, the most important thing is how they treat my clients, right? And with insurance, that's something that I hear about fairly regularly because, referrals are the lifeblood of my business. And so I regularly speak to my past clients regularly, from the first one 5 years ago to the one that I just closed last week. Right. So, if an insurance issue creeps up, which sometimes it's the underwriter needs something else, or, it happens, after closing, I usually hear about it sometimes before the agent does. And so how they help, navigate and resolve those situations is important. We've had a couple of hurricane hits here. And so how those insurance agents have helped during those claims process are really important. So it's not just the level of service and getting them insured, but what happens when they're filing claims. And I hear about those. I truly, every time, I believe every single time a client has ever filed an insurance claim, somehow I get involved. I get a phone call, a question, somehow they end up connecting with me. And so I know about that. And, the agents that really are engaged and kind of helping through that are the ones that stay on the list. It really isn't about the bells and whistles. I mean, you can sponsor parties and bring me baskets of goodies and all that stuff. But the reality is it's important how my clients are treated because you become an extension of the TruDatCanSellThat team. So
sure. And so are you running a team? Do you have broker or agents below you that
So I do not currently have agents. Working for me. I do have a staff. I have a marketing admin, a transaction coordinator, and my husband is actually part of the team as well. And so he actually,
but
kind
you're
of
in
runs
charge.
the operations part of things for me. Yeah.
You're in charge of him.
Yes. I'm the boss.
Okay. Well, obviously, I mean, that's how it should be.
I would like to not just roll over what you just said. And I know it's your website as well. What team did you say? I love this name.
TruDatCanSellThat team.
TruDatCanSellThat.
That's
right?
I love it.
Love it. Yeah. Okay, go, Greg.
Well,
I just wanted.
So it's different between, I think that's where there's a significant difference in the two industries. In the insurance business, as we scale, right, and grow our business, there's so many policies with these very minute payouts, right, to pay the overhead, pay the bills, pay the producers, whereas there's a larger commission on the realtor side. So I'm curious, at what point does it become scaling for you where you can't take on more clients and give that same level of service that you're giving now, right? Like right now you can take the phone call. Jason and I can't, we each have multiple locations and thousands of clients. So we can't take the phone call because otherwise we're buried with that phone call all day long. So for a realtor, where does that number lie? Where does it become where now you have to bring on that team?
To be continue.
Hey, Jason.
Yes, Mr. Craig.
That was another awesome episode, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if people want to get a little bit more action and learn how to write 100,000 in premium off of even the worst internet leads, where could they go?
They can go to live.teledudes.com.
Ooh, that sounds exciting. Are we going to be there?
Yes. It's a weekly call that we're doing right now it's live, and it will show you the process. The entire process is super awesome.
I love it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Sign up right now, live.teledudes.com.
Live.teledudes.com. That's live.teledudes.com.
Hey, Craig, there's a new community that we are starting that I cannot wait to tell everybody about. It is our live texting community where you and I are going to answer people's questions and give them free content, right?
Are you kidding me? We get to talk to them?
Yeah, which is awesome, but they have to opt in. They have to text us at 520-214-2219. That's 520-214-2219.
Nice.
Craig, are you going to respond to these texts?
I'm going to respond to them for sure. Live.
I'm into it too. It's going to be awesome. And it's going to be our new texting community where we're going to get back to everybody that we can and drop some crazy content, free content, and free the calculator that you just came up with. That's right. The calling calculator, sales material. I mean, everything for insurance agents. This is it. It's the best texting community out there for insurance agents.
Well, what the heck is that number again? I can't remember it.
It's 520-214-2219. That's 520-214-2219.
I love it. I'm going to text it right now.
520-214-2219.
All right. I'll see you later, Mr. Jason.
Bye, Mr. Craig.
Wait, do they even listen to this on the radio anymore?
I love it. I love it.
Nice. All right.